Hi everyone, and welcome to the Other Art Fair Virtual Editions, the global version. My name is Sophie Lucas, and I am the Fair Director of the Brooklyn, Chicago, and Toronto fairs, and I'll be taking you on a curated tour around the Brooklyn Expo Center room. We are going to jump in straight away through, as you can click through to see the work of 52 artists in this room. Now, the fair can be easily navigated using these arrows here. This will move you slowly around the space and you can make your way jumping between the booths. But for the ease of this tour, I am going to select a couple of highlight artworks and artists that I'm particularly excited about. So to do that, you just simply go to this exhibitor tab here and we'll get started. My first artist is an artist called Sierra Elijah Bangi. And Sierra is an artist living and working in Lucca, Italy. Her work has been exhibited in Milan, New York, and London. And I really love the bold style of her figurative pieces. She has a colourful but slightly subdued palette and paints in a flat, almost graphic style to focus the eye on gestures and forms of her subjects. I'm going to choose my favorite piece here, this one here. This is titled Green Fields, and it shows a group of coaches and players at the edge of a sports field. There's a real sense of excitement and anticipation within the group. They appear to be running onto the pitch, looking ahead outside the frame, beyond the viewer. And the clothing is slightly ambiguous. Why is this figure here at the front wearing a suit and tie? And the figures all portray a slightly different emotion, but it's these hints of a story that I love about this work. Not only is it a bright, aesthetically pleasing piece, but it keeps the viewer asking questions. With all the works in the show, it's possible to click on the work and find out more details, and of course click through to actually buy the work. This will take you to a Saatchi Art page where you can make your purchase. So our next artist we're going to move to is quite a different style. This is the work of Duchesne Yay, an artist based in Slovenia. Duchesne looks to say more with less in these striking large-scale paintings. Her minimalist visual language strongly echoes that of geometric abstraction. And in her video on the left, she references the work of Malevich. I think you can really see the influence of his iconic black square piece in this central work here. Through her practice, be it painting, printmaking, or installation, Duchesne strives to present a critical view of the social, cultural, and political spheres of our existence. And to learn more about her intention, please watch the video on the left. But for those who simply want to enjoy the dramatic aesthetics of these pieces, I just suggest zooming out, as I did, to fully appreciate the scale and the bold positioning of colour. We'll now move to an artist who has shown with the Other Art Fair at the Brooklyn Fair many times and is particularly popular with our audience. This artist is Cynthia Grow. She has two strands to her practice: abstract painting and smaller text-based works on paper. Her work is incredibly atmospheric, and whether she's using paint or poetry, she really explores the balance of what's present and what's absent. So what is left unsaid? So if we click through to one of these works here, and these abstract works are inspired by Catalan landscapes, and Cynthia uses multiple layers of paint on linen. The placement of the paint is so delicate. There is a sense that the color is hardly there, or it's about to shift before our very eyes. And then we have this really bold, expressive use of yellow. And the overall piece feels very organic. And you could read this work as a landscape, perhaps with some clouds shifting, but that's completely up to you to enjoy exploring. Another artist that's just shown at the Brooklyn Fair is Allison Harrow. Allison is a photographer and mixed media artist based in New York. And I'll also jump to the work of Amelia Howard. Amelia Howard cuts ink and acrylic paintings into sections and reassembles them to create bold interactions of color. So if you click through, you can see This work here is called the Boston stripe. And then we have here the Atlanta stripe. So you can choose your city depending on your mood, your preferences of color. And to jump to another artwork and scroll down through, you can see there's a real variety of styles and work here. This is an artist called Joyce Palmer, and I just particularly liked this artwork here. This is a mixed media piece titled Brothers. I love the combination of the two boys, the leaves and the collaged paper. It's just a really charming artwork. And as you can see, it's $290, an amazing price for an original artwork by such a talented artist. The Other Art Fair is a platform for collectors, but also first-time buyers. And so there's a real range of budgets depending on your taste and your preferences. And lastly, I'm going to jump to one more artist. This really is a whistle-stop tour. This artist is called Rocha Navarrete, and born in Mexico and now based in France. Her portraits are centered around identity and the relation between women and power. In her work, she explores notions of perceived inherent values that are embedded in the Latina identity. And this is a particular favorite portrait of mine here. It's such a strong portrait. I love the attention to the graphic detailing of the clothing, and the subject is looking beyond the frame with that pointed expression and the presence of that tall potted plant suggesting life, growth, and reaching for the skies above. As you can see, this artwork has already been sold, so I suggest being quick and snapping up these pieces if you're interested. Rocha is a very popular artist. So that concludes our whistle-stop tour of the Brooklyn space, but I encourage you to come back and enjoy clicking through. It's very easy to navigate around the fairs. You can see just using these arrows, and you can jump ahead to the next artist simply by finding an artwork, clicking on it, and you'll be brought straight to it. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the tours.